Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, y'all, tonight I come on and I come to talk about something that is dear to me because it's something that I have dealt with in the past. And as a lot of y'all may already know, that the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So y'all, tonight I come to talk about depression. Something that I personally have dealt with. And I know that I can be a help in that area and talking about it and talking about some of the things, the symptoms that I dealt with, some of the things that I denied that I felt like, no, this is not what's going on with me, but it was. So, y'all, I'm going to be talking about depression tonight, dealing with depression. First of all, I'm going to start off by saying not all pain is physical. Not all pain is whereby you can say, oh, my stomach hurt. Oh, my head hurt. Oh, my hand hurt. All pain is not physical pain. No. When you're dealing with depression, it might not be a physical pain. But the pain is still there. But it might not be a physical pain that you're feeling. Not all wounds are visible. Just because you can't see the wound, just because you can't see the cut on my arm, that does not mean that on the inside that something has not healed over. Just because you can't see the physical, just because you can't see the wound visible on a person does not mean that it's not there. Because this could be deep on the inside. Those wounds that's deep on the inside. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes those wounds can be deep, done healed over and over and over. Like, darn, you can just barely see that it's there. But yet it's there. And in it being there, that depression is there. Like, you know what? People try to hide it, but it's there. So don't never forget that not all pain is physical and not all wounds are visible. Hi. And y'all, we have to realize that depression is real. Depression is real. When I think about it, y'all, that at the end of the day, a lot of us have dealt with anxiety, have dealt with grief, have dealt with withdrawals, have dealt with panic attacks. It's real. And y'all, the thing about it, I don't know what happened to my music though, but let's see. Okay, something happened, but we ain't gonna worry about that. Oh, the devil can't have his way here. We ain't gonna worry about that because you know what? We're talking about depression, and you know what? Over here, we're overcomers. We're more than just a survivor. See, we thriving over here. That's right. I thank you, oh God. I thank you. Y'all, we don't like to talk about depression. We do not like to talk about depression. We'll talk about everything else, but we don't want to talk about depression. We'll talk about diabetes. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about asthma. We'll talk about arthritis. I had to bring that one up because we'll say, as the old folks used to say, oh, honey, Arthur came to visit me. You be like, Arthur who? Oh, baby, leave long enough and Arthur gonna come visit you too. So we'll talk about arthritis. We'll talk about the flu. And y'all, we'll even talk about COVID-19. We'll talk about dealing with COVID-19. But you won't talk about dealing with depression. You won't talk about the feeling of that you have being depressed, going through, having depression. But you'll talk about all the things that I just listed. But you won't talk about depression.
See this app right here?
And
it's called
speaking
Audible.
your truth.
There's actually a better way to make money
Speaking
on
your
Amazon
truth.
other than selling
And I don't
books.
know
And actually, it's using Audible.
why that
if you don't know
happened.
what Audible is, it's actually owned by Amazon, which is one of the biggest marketplaces in the world. But instead,
I don't know
Audible
why
is
it
very
started
used
to
to buy
talk. Let's see
podcasts
what it's
or
got going
audiobooks.
on here. Okay, did we fix that? Okay. So yes, we have to learn to talk about depression and to be real with talking about depression, because there's so many people in the world today who's dealing with depression or dealing with some type of mental health issue. We have to learn to be real and learn to, you know what, if you have overcome, help somebody else to overcome. If you're thriving, help somebody else to jump over that hurdle, and so they can learn how to thrive too. Let's help bring some people on over. Let's get there. Y'all, if you dealing with any type of anxiety, if you're dealing with any type of general discontent, if you're dealing with guilt, if you're dealing with hopelessness. When I lost my daughter, I'm going to tell you, right there, hopelessness, that's one right there. That's a big one right there. That's a big red flag to be waving like this right here. Because you feel like ain't nothing you can do for yourself. Ain't nothing you can do for nobody else. Your life is meaningless. That's the way you feel. And if you feeling like that, I come to tell you, get help. Get help. Because if you still here, baby, you got purpose in this world. You got purpose. God sent you here with purpose. You so full to the overflow of purpose that you should never feel like, you know what, there's no use for me, because it is. God sent you here with purpose. I thank you, oh God. If you have a loss of interest or pleasure in the activities that you used to love to do, right there, that's a telltale sign that you're dealing with depression. Y'all listen to the things that I'm listing off, because you might be dealing with some of these issues, or you might know a friend or a family member who may be dealing with some of the things that I'm listing off. Yes, I thank you, oh God. Dealing with different mood swings or sadness. If you dealing with somebody who just sad all the time, you know what? You might want to ask, okay, is everything okay? Do you feel like you're depressed? Do you feel like that you need to go talk to a doctor or talk to a counselor? Ask. First of all, be that listening ear. Be that listening ear. And then ask the question, are you okay? Are you okay? And then ask them, do they need help? Do they need to seek counseling? Do they need to get medical attention? There's nothing wrong with that. It shows that you're concerned. I thank you, oh God. Being aggravated all the time. Excessive crying. That was me. Excessive crying. The littlest thing just throw me off. Tears just begin to flow. Just any little thing. I was in my head dealing with depression. Because with depression, see, it's because you're feeling the thoughts over and over again. So you could be at a party. Everybody having a good time. Everybody having a good time. You over there in your own little world. You over there in your own little world. Making yourself isolated. Even with your thoughts. And you'll find a lot of times that this is exactly what people will be doing, is that excessive crying. So if you know of somebody who like that and they just crying all the time, or when it don't seem like nothing is going on around them and they're just crying, reach out to that person. Reach out to that person. Because they might be dealing with depression. Yes. Irritability. They're irritable all the time. Might be dealing with depression. Dealing with restlessness or social isolation. When I was going through with depression, I isolated myself. At work, I isolated myself. I didn't laugh and talk with my coworkers. I just wanted to be by myself all the time. The signs are there, y'all. Just like a person with diabetes. That you can tell when a person have diabetes. When a person have asthma, they get the wheezing. You can tell depression. But you have to be looking for the signs. First of all, you have to know the signs to know what to look for. But the signs be there. When you look back over that person's life, you'll see that the signs was there all along. Were you paying attention is the question. But the signs be there. They be there. So like I said, dealing with social isolation, isolating themselves in social places. They don't be a social butterfly. They withdraw. They try to kind of just fade, disappear in the background. So I always check on people and make sure, are you okay? Just walking up to, are you okay? And genuinely being concerned. Genuinely being concerned. That you're genuinely concerned about that person's well-being. God, I thank you. Excessive sleepiness. Sleeping all of the time. That's a big one right there. Is what about all you want to do is just, Lord, just let me get home. Just let me lay on the chair. And you just sleep all the time. You have no life. All the things that you used to love to do. You used to love to go skate. You used to love to go to the mall. You used to love to just be out amongst people. But then you find yourself that you don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to do anything. Hey, how you doing? All you want to do is just get somewhere and lay down. All you want to do is sleep. That's a sign of depression. Unless you got some other stuff going on. Restless sleep. That's what about you can't sleep. And that's real too. You got some people who might sleep an hour, might sleep 2 hours. And they right back at it again. Right back at it again. Those are signs of depression. And y'all, this one right here, now I didn't know that this right here was a sign of depression. Some of the things that go along with what people experience when they are depressed. And that is excessive hunger. I had no idea. I had no idea. And like I said, it's knowing the symptoms. Because if somebody like me, I was like, even when the doctor said, Christine, you might be dealing with depression. And I was looking like, is somebody else in here named Christine? Because this Christine ain't dealing with depression. Somebody else might be dealing with depression, but I ain't dealing with depression. I'm fine. But the truth of the matter was, I was dealing with depression, but I was in denial because I hadn't educated myself on what depression is, what it looks like. My mindset, well, back in the days, kind of depression. What about they say, you're crazy and you're this and you're that. No, I ain't dead. So, no, I'm not. I'm fine. And we'll be dealing with depression, but we'll be in denial at the same time. So, y'all, I always say be genuine. When you see people and you think that they might be dealing with depression, be sincere. Be sincere. So, excessive hunger, sign of depression. Fatigue, Y'all heard me say, baby, all I want to do, honey, just get on the chair and lay down somewhere, tired all the time. Got what? But I didn't want to go. I didn't want to do nothing. All I want to do is just be at home. Just be at home. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's another reason why I always say, and I truly believe that God used me, for my YouTube channel, for my Instagram page. He used that for a ministry for getting out the word, to stay in the race. Get up. Don't give up. Don't give in. Stay in the race. At the end of the day, cause see, baby, if you in the race, see, when you in the race and you out there and baby, you running your race. See, depression can't get you when you running the race. See, it's depression to get you. See, how it used to be with COVID. They used to say, baby, don't lay down on it. It make you feel real tired, but you don't want to lay down on it. The same way with depression. No, when you get to having that feeling of you need to lay down, you just want to lay down, because it's going to take you under that much more. You can't lay down. Baby, you got to get up and get moving. Walk, do something. You have to get up and you have to get to moving, because if you don't, baby, it will take control over your life. That you have to get up and you have to get to moving. You have to do, I always say, do something that inspires you, baby, that encourages you, baby, that speak life to you, baby, that motivates you to get to living. To get to living. Yes, to get to living. Don't get up, get going. So it causes fatigue. It causes loss of appetite. I dealt with that. Well, but I didn't have an appetite. And I was looking at, hey, baby, that's a good thing for me. That I ain't eating as much as what I used to. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, I was dealing with depression. The other thing was lack of concentration. Could not concentrate. And I could not understand the thing is how I could go from writing all these papers, to I can't remember nothing. Like, what's going on? Why I can't remember nothing? But when you have been through a tragic event, when you have dealt with loss and grief, it's real. It's real. Depression is real. And it can cause you to lose concentration. Yeah. Things that you used to know like the back of your hand. You'll be like, why is I'm struggling with this? Those are signs of depression. And it's real. Been there, done that. Yes, I can speak on that. Slowness in activity. Slowness in activity. You really don't get involved. Like what about you used to be, just like, say for instance, y'all was doing like little skits and stuff. What about you used to be all in it, baby? At the end of the day, you want to be the actress of the day. But now, you can't even get into the flow of things. Yeah. A sign of depression. A sign of depression. And this right here is one of those big ones, which all of them are big. None of them is to be taken lightly. It's thoughts of suicide. If you're having thoughts of suicide, you reach out to somebody right now. You reach out to somebody right now and let them know that these are the thoughts that I'm having. Reach out to someone right now and let them know these are the thoughts that I am having. Get help. Get help, because depression is real. But it's something that at the end of the day, the same way that you deal with diabetes, that you deal with asthma, that you deal with arthritis, that you deal with the flu, that you deal with COVID-19, the same way you deal with depression. You have medicines that can help you to deal with depression. The same way that you have treatment for all the other things that I listed, they have treatment for depression also. But you have to be willing to seek to get that medical attention. I thank you, oh God. The other thing is dealing with weight gain and weight loss. A lot of times we don't think about that as dealing with depression. But whether you gaining weight or you losing weight, those can be signs of depression. And so you have to bear that in mind to keep an eye on that. A poor appetite and you having those constant thoughts, what I said earlier, over and over again, of the tragedy of the thing that you have went through that has devastated you, was a crisis to you. Whether it be the loss of a loved one, a splitting up of a relationship, financial issues. It can be devastating. It can be devastating. And it can send people into depression. And it's real. The thing about it is to know that seek help. Seek help. Just like if you broke your big toe, you gonna seek help. You gonna, doctor, I done broke my toe. I need help. If you're feeling depressed, doctor, I'm feeling depressed. Family, I'm feeling depressed. I need help. Get the help that you need. Get the help that you need. Yes. And y'all, this thing I know is May is the month for mental health. But you know what? Every day we have to pay attention. It ain't just a month thing. It's an everyday thing that we have to be aware. We have to be aware of the different things that we deal with to be able to help one another. I'm always talking about helping to lift one another up. Helping to lift one another up. And we have to know the signs. We have to know the signs, and we have to know how to handle the situations. Be genuinely concerned, y'all. I always say, just don't ask people, hey, how you doing? And not mean it. Because if they stop and tell you how they doing, can you truly listen to what they're saying? Can you truly hear what they're saying? Or are you just saying something? Pay attention. Be aware. Because when you be aware, baby, you can help pull some people up. And you can help save some people's lives. Today, it start with change. Today, we're bringing about change today. And making you aware of some of the experiences that you deal with, the symptoms that you deal with depression. And letting you know that depression is real. It's just as much as real as diabetics. It's just as real as arthritis. It's just as real as the flu. It's just as real as COVID-19. Yes. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to wake up and pay attention. And to deal with, if it's mental health issues, deal with those. And depression is one of those things that has been put on the back burner as not something to really be concerned about. But I come to tell you today, it is something to be concerned about. And we have to wake up and pay attention and really be concerned. And be concerned about our loved ones who experience any of the symptoms that I just named earlier. That you can step up and say, are you okay? And genuinely mean it. And to help them to seek help. All right, y'all. So I have given y'all the video that, and the message that I had to give on depression. Yes. And don't let it end in the month of May of helping people and recognizing the signs of depression. Because just like for diabetes and asthma, at the end of the day, that's an ongoing thing that, you know what, we make sure that people are aware with depression. we have to make sure that it's ongoing, that people are aware that depression is real. And to help pull them out, baby. Pull them out of that depressed state. Pull them out of that depressed state, baby. At the end of the day, they have a smile. I mean, a genuine smile on their face. A genuine smile on their face. And baby, that they out and they living. All right, y'all. So as I always end my video, baby, hold your head up. Keep a smile on your face. And don't you dare let today end without making a difference in somebody else's life. And y'all, as I said earlier, this is on the serious note. Depression is real. Watch people. And if you see anybody who are dealing with the symptoms, experiencing any of the things that I listed, then be that listening ear and be one to be able to sit and talk with that person and see if that person need help. It starts with you. It starts with you. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.